There are so many factors in choosing the right military career for you. And if you've been following along, I've been putting together a mini series of 5 things that I love and hate about my military medical job as a mental health technician in the US Air Force. And stay till the end where I'm giving 3 completely different resources, all free, to help make this decision easier for you. The first thing I hate about my job is that it's a sit-down job. I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, every day of the week. I don't have a Panama schedule. I got a pretty easy schedule. However, it's sit down for majority of the day. As you guys know, I am back on my health and fitness journey and I'm trying to go down, gain muscle, lose weight, do everything that I need to, and this 9 to 5 sit-down job doesn't really help me in that. It's bad for your health and it's just boring overall. One thing I can do is get a stand-up desk, which I'm looking for right now. If they would let me put a treadmill under my desk, I would do that too. I don't think that's gonna pass, but just sitting down throughout the day is probably one of the worst things that I can do. So that's why if you guys are following me on Instagram, you see that I'm waking up at like 4:30 a.m. every day and I'm walking over at the gym, walking, and then doing a workout after, because if I didn't, I would probably end up getting maybe 4,000, 5,000 at the end of the day or right after work. So making sure that I get those steps in before work really is helping with my weight loss goals. So for me, sitting down every day at work has to be number 1 on my list. Number 2 is the admin work. I thought coming in as a mental health technician, I would be working with patients pretty much the whole time. Kinda. That's not what this is. A lot of the times we are on our computer filling out paperwork, making notes, doing vitals, a lot of online paperwork that we're doing. And if you are a mental health technician out there, you guys leave your reviews too. Like, do you have to do a lot of admin work? Because I'm pretty sure that's one of the main things about this job that a lot of people don't tell you. I had a friend whose recruiter told them that they were going to be doing all of the technical, like electrical work in the mental health clinic because the job title is mental health technician. So he took that technician part literally. No. Listen, all you're really gonna be doing is a lot of admin work. You can do patient care, like we have intakes, triages, which you're actually talking to patients, and sometimes groups depending on how your clinic works, but majority of the time you are doing a lot of paperwork, and that also includes desk work. So we're at the front desk, we are checking people in, we are getting them their next appointment ready, and then we're also sending emails, a lot of emails. I feel like maybe everybody in the military is doing that. It's just emails, but you're always checking your emails, you're always writing a note on the intake or triage that you did, you're writing TCONs, which is basically just a message to the provider or to the psychologist or psychiatrist. If you were talking on the phone with somebody, you have to write down everything that you said on the phone. So there's just a lot of admin work like that. And then also if you're in charge of other duties, then you also have to be in charge of those admin work duties as well. So I do different things. We have clearances, and if you do clearances, you have to look through people's like records on the military site, and then you just go down, and it's a lot. Number 3 is specifically for mental health technicians. We have, let's say, extra ethics. So obviously, if we're working in the mental health clinic, we can't be friends with patients. And who are your patients? It could be other people living in the dorms with you. It could be other people working at the hospital. Obviously, it's people on base. So you're seeing these people all the time. And especially if they are a higher level of care, should be no interaction. So just know that it's a lot of extra things that you have to be mindful of. So that can also be something you want to think about. Especially living in the dorms, that could be a lot of your patients. That's just something you have to know as well. And then also there's limits of confidentiality with that. So making sure that everything, personal information, is staying in the clinic. And that's something you tell your patient anyway. Everything that's said in the clinic stays in the clinic, stuff like that. So it's just extra things on top of it. It's not really something I hate, but with the having friends or not being able to have friends that are at the clinic, sometimes that could be a hindrance because, you know, you want to hang out with people, but if they're a patient, you can't really, but you also don't want to stop them getting the care that they need. So that's kind of a catch-22 right there. So maybe that's not something I hate, but well, being in the dorms and having everybody just living here and maybe you're like, oh, I can't because I don't want to, you just want to make sure you're safe like that. So you kind of want to find friends outside of the base, which I know I do that too, but I mostly hang out with my coworkers. I was grateful enough to have some good coworkers, so even if I can't hang out with these people over here, I hang out with them. Number 4 has to be the stress of it all. Maybe I'll talk about this more when I'm done, but it's, y'all, it can be stressful. It can be stressful, okay? Obviously, you are dealing with people's emotional issues that they're dealing with right now, so that's just a level of stress on its own. But then you have also the clinic that you have to deal with different coworkers, different leadership. You have to deal with just in general day-to-day tasks. So it's like you have a regular job, but the military somehow just makes it like to another level where you have so many things that you're dealing with, extra duties that military has. You're going to commander's calls, you're going to so many volunteer hours. You have your work stress, but then on top of that, you have like Air Force stress. So at work, obviously it's stressful. You're at work, depending on your leadership, depending on your coworkers, that could be stressful. But then on top of that, you have like Air Force standards, making sure that they know you're volunteering, making sure that they know that you're gonna go to school. But yeah, maybe I'm thinking about it re-enlisting, or I'm thinking about commissioning. Yes, I want to do all of these extracurricular things with the flight or with the group or with the base, like all this stuff, because you want to have a good EPR or something like that, and or you want to have a good bullets for your, if you're going for BTZ, which is just ranking up a little bit higher. But these are just a lot of things that you are thinking about. And then you have the stress of back home. Like if you're not by your house, you have family stress if things are going on in your life. You guys know I've dealt with so many things this year, and so that stress just kind of gets you. It just, whew. I've talked about this in other videos. That is a really big one, is the stress, like the stress of this job. And it's just one of those jobs that are just high stress. It just always is, because you're dealing with mental health problems and issues. That's just something that comes with the job. And on the job stress, especially mental health specifically, you have patients. You have patients that might need to be hospitalized. It's just on another level. It comes with the job. Like stress is kind of ingrained in this job. I feel like if you have good leadership, they will hopefully like keep that morale up, so you don't have to like feel stressed all the time. You'll know that they have your back. So that's just one of the biggest things, like the stress on another level. And then dealing with like real world stress and figuring out how to just like, you know, keep yourself good throughout this whole thing. So if you're dealing with something, you still have to come to work, and you might be dealing with somebody else's something. So that's just something that you have to be able to really work on kind of at your own time. That's kind of like the nature of this job to me. Remember, these are all my experiences. Number 5, and this could just be my job, always short-staffed. I'm not kidding, y'all. I feel like there is always like, if we just had 2-3 more people, we'd be good. But it just feels like there's always just short-staffed, and that could just be like every job in the military, but I don't know. I feel like the manning is low. So if you want to be a mental health technician and you're okay with that stress that I was just talking about, come on. This is a harder job to get because you have so many like security clearances, background checks that you have. I've talked about this in other videos, but there's just an extra layer that you have to go through. So not everybody gets through this job. So there is actually low manning. I don't know if they're going to give us new people. There's one person that came and I was her sponsor, and I'm so happy to do that, but she's still in training. We're still low manned, and low manning also has to deal with like when people deploy and then they leave us with even less people. That's probably, again, another point of stress. It could just be this clinic that I'm at. It could be just an Air Force thing. I don't know. I've only had this one job, but everything just seems like, whew, we could really use some like 4As. We could really use some 4As to help with the admin work. I was also talking about that right there. I feel like if we had more people to help, the stress would be less. The admin work, we would get help on that. Like all of that would kind of, you know, if anybody has pull up in the big Air Force, let me know, because so that would actually be my 5th thing, is low manning, especially on this job. I don't know about y'all's job. Let me know down in the comments, like, are any of these just like an Air Force or military wide and it's not just my job? Or are you like, nah, that's just y'all? Please let me know in the comments below, because I really want to know. And people also want to know, because I know so many people are deciding which jobs to get, which jobs are the ones that they should choose, which is going to fit them better. So that's why I wanted to put together this series that you guys know 5 things that I love and hate about my military job as a medical military personnel or as a mental health technician, because there's not that many videos out there. Trust me, I looked when I was looking up this job, so I wanted this to be out there for you guys. And I know you want to know the 5 things I love about my job, so go ahead and click this video here, meet me over there, and I'm gonna give you 5 things I actually love, because I don't know if this was a downer for you guys, but I wanted to let you know. Okay, I'll see you over there. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I have listed 3 free resources down in the description box below. Please go look at them, go take them. They're gonna help you decide which job is gonna be right for you. It's just a quiz. If it comes out something you definitely don't wanna do, you don't have to look, but maybe look into the job, maybe read it, maybe see why they thought it would fit you. And honestly, a lot of the jobs that you think you know the description of, you don't, because they're different. Just like my friend who thought he was coming in to be an electrician. No. So that's something you also have to do. Remember, recruiters aren't like, their job isn't recruiter before they become a recruiter. Their job is whatever job that they had. They could have been a mechanic, or they could have been in services or been in personnel before they got the task to be a recruiter. So a lot of them don't know about other jobs or what other jobs really are. Just like me, I don't know what every job really is or entails. So I would definitely like to know what your guys' top things you love and hate about your military job, please. And then if you are not in yet, please let me know which job you're thinking about getting. And then if you guys could let them know like some of the things. Remember, this is my personal experience, and hey, my thoughts may change.